okay, we joke about the Bajaj strategy a lot, but increasingly, I think they're on to something. Okay, because they've been Rajiv Bajaj. I think he shouldn't say some of the things he does. Like for example, I want to rob the bank, and the bank is Siddharth Lal. But if you look at Royal Enfield versus Bajaj right now, Royal Enfield built walls, and they're inside their walls saying we are retro, and Bajaj is saying we have capability and we are free to do whatever we want. There's nothing stopping Bajaj from doing a retro if they truly believe that this would be a worthwhile product.
You know, there's another brand that does exactly what Bajaj does.
Who?
Think.
Who?
Think.
Who?
Four-wheelers. Chal, I'll give you a clue.
Four-wheeler brand? I have no idea who you're talking about anymore.
Go premium. Porsche.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Porsche does the exact same thing. ST, STR, this, that, 3.03. They say the same thing. There is a customer with different needs. We create something.
Yeah, no, and what I was adding to that is, so on the one side, Bajaj says stuff like we can have 15 Pulsars because in this country, there are 15 places minimum where each of these bikes will be commercially viably sold in decent numbers. But if you look at their premium strategy, they tried the Dominar head-on against the Royal Enfield. Didn't work. They haven't made that mistake again.
Yeah.
So there is the NS400Z, which is sitting practically on top of the Hunter's price. It goes all the way around now to the 390 Adventures, which would come in at 3.5 lakh rupees. And there is a premium Bajaj made product, whatever the brand on the tank is, sitting from here to 325 is my guess for the. They've got a bike at every single price point. They've got adventure tourers in there, fast retro, slow retro, looks like a retro is not a retro. They've got their own products like the Dominar, which I don't know what category to put it in except for maybe retired. Should be by now, but it's not retired. Sorry, if you own a Dominar, I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you look at that strategy versus what Royal Enfield is doing, you take the classic 350 and you build classic, Bullet, Meteor, blah, blah, blah. Now you've got the Interceptor, Continental, Super Meteor, different frame, Shotgun, different frame, back to Bear, slightly different frame. Now the classic 650 will come. So if you look at it, Rajiv keeps making new platforms and trying to work it out. And Siddharth keeps taking one platform and churning more and more products out of it. I suspect that in time, one of these two strategies will become much stronger than the other one. Which one do you think will work? Leave us a comment. What?
Nothing.
What are you smiling at?
Nothing. I'm genuinely thinking about the two approaches that they've taken. I think now with Triumph as part of the Bajaj family, the big stride I think has happened.
Yeah, think about the latitude of Bajaj. Yeah, think about the latitude of Bajaj, right? Chetak, Bajaj, KTM, Husqvarna, Triumph. That's 5 brands in play right now.
And they've gotten into the meat of it. I think Triumph has really unlocked. And this, I'm saying honestly, after the T4 came, and again, I've not ridden it, but the same first impressions. When the Speed 400 came, and I remember just revving it, and I'm like, this is not what I expected. And the T4, immediately the difference was, we know, and I think, I was telling Shumi, I think this is the biggest side swipe at the classic 350, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the most serious threats to that motorcycle.
Yeah. And I think over the years, Bajaj has built the ability. Initially, I think it was a bad thing for them. Now I think it's a strength to iterate really quickly if they feel like it. And sometimes they've iterated so quickly that the customers have gotten lost in the story itself. And if you think about what Bajaj is up to in the last, I'm going to say year and a half, it's not that iterative.
They've calmed things down, yeah.
They're able to do it. They have the ability to do it. But it's not like they're just praying and praying. It feels like it. I can only say this with this confidence because they actually showed me the numbers, which I'm not allowed to share in any way, showing me there is viable volume for each of these Pulsars state by state by state. Just to make the point saying that yes, it is not a foolish thing that we just make like 15 Pulsars and life is good.
I haven't seen those numbers, but the area that gives me that sense that Bajaj is moving forward, you know, because every once in a while I'll hop onto some of the bikes here, is one, that suspension, which we've been seeing over the last couple of years. And we've said this, that it's not easy to get good suspension.
Yeah.
And on a motorcycle, all the more so. And that's something that Bajaj is getting right more and more often. And if they had one weakness which they were regularly trashed for, was quality. And you can see with every bike that there is a better and better experience happening.
Yeah.
And to the point where you're now like looking at it and saying, hey, this is well finished on the whole, right?
Yeah. No, and again, they can finish well when they want to. They don't always do it. I wouldn't say that this N125 is amazingly well finished. No, it's not. I know that they can do it because the Triumph says when you put them in a corner and say, no, you finish this well, they finish it well. It's not rocket science for
Correct.
that. So the ability is there. Now they can use the ability as a tool. What motorcycle requires that level of finish? It can be brought to bear on it. What motorcycle does not.
Nice, interesting time, for sure.
Yeah. So I think finally there is a working strategy to defeat the dominance of Royal Enfield. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. Nothing does. We'll see how this works out. But it looks like Rajiv was not just talking out of his hat about robbing the bank and all of that.
Not the three-letter word I was expecting.
Pour your heart out. You have 60 seconds. Too little? Try 120. No, too little? Okay, 3 minutes. Yeah, we can't do it either. That's why we have the main motoring channel. And this is a clip from a much longer video that discusses this idea in much, much more detail. This vehicle in great detail. If you'd like to see that, you'll have to head there.